This is Dr. William Summers, and wanted to share some of my thoughts about my experiences in medicine and research and memory issues, even things in the development of Memory Revitalizer, or for that matter, Life Imagine. And one of my thoughts here is the whole nursing home industry, assisted living industry, senior living space that seems to me runs almost like a conveyor belt. And I think subconsciously a lot of elderly folks understand the conveyor belt concept of you go from your home at this end, and several years later you end up with half of a closet and 2 drawers, and that's your life space, and a bed. And my concept is, how does this happen? Well, we know, or at least we theorize, that we go from normal aging to mild cognitive impairment to early Alzheimer's to late Alzheimer's. And in this process, at some point in time, we need a little extra help, and that's when we end up going into assisted living, or that's when we go into senior living. That's when we're having a little bit of trouble driving around, maybe a little trouble balancing the checkbook, maybe a little trouble cooking and keeping our weight up. These types of things are the things that put people into the senior living. So the little story I have has to do with the product we've developed, Memory Revitalizer, and we feel this helps memory, so it stabilizes people with their memory so that they can enjoy life better. They've got more energy, they've got really a lot more advantages, and they live healthier, they live more robustly, they live with more energy, and they live better and with sharper focus. And we felt if we slowed the conveyor belt down, it would be a good thing for our seniors. And so, as such, we devised a research project. And the research project, and this was back around 2003, 2004, the research project was with it in mind that we would try to get Memory Revitalizer classified as a medical food. So what we would do is we would go to assisted livings, we would get their assistance in trying to recruit subjects for the research project, and we would give free Memory Revitalizer, we would test memory, and we would look for endpoints where is their gait a little more stable, are they falling less, are they having easier life circumstances where they recall things better, their social interaction is better, they're better able to play cards, etc., etc. And we would look at these endpoints. So we went to 3 major senior living, assisted living corporations, national. And we sent our protocol, and we said, now we would like to do this protocol. We will provide free assessment, we will provide free follow-up, and the personnel for that, and we will provide free product or placebo if you would but give us entry into your facility and allow us to give a talk to people and see if people would like to sign up. So we waited for a month, and we didn't hear anything. And we waited for 2 months, and we didn't hear anything. And we started making calls, and we didn't hear anything. And, finally, on Thanksgiving evening, I called a number of one of the vice presidents of a company that I'd been referred to that had never returned a call. And instead of getting his secretary, I got him, just as he was stepping out the door to go on holiday. And I explained, well, now, we think that this would be beneficial to you guys, because if the conveyor belt slowed down, you wouldn't have such turnover. If you don't have such turnover, you don't have to spend as much money recruiting new people to get on the conveyor belt. And so it could save you in a typical location $50,000, $100,000 in marketing costs. Furthermore, you have a huge cost in turnover of personnel. The people working in these places become attached to these seniors. They love these seniors. And when the seniors go down the conveyor belt and they fall off and they go to a locked unit, or they go to a nursing home, or they go to the hospital and never return, it sort of takes something out of their desire to work. And after a while, they get burnout, and so they leave. It's rare to go into an assisted living and see someone who's been working there 8, 10 years. You see them working there 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, which is about the length of the conveyor belt before someone they really have become attached to falls off the conveyor belt. So it would save that. You wouldn't have the turnover of personnel. That's very expensive for these places. And the vice president listened very carefully. And he said, well, you've got very, very good points there, doctor. But, that's where you have the special care unit, which is locked. And, that's what these people are for. Have a nice Thanksgiving. And with that, the conversation ended. And I realized they like the conveyor belt. But I don't. So we ended up having to do the project with people who are just out in the community who have no official problems with their memory, just some slight complaints. But I hope this story is of some value to you. It's a real story. Of course, I can't tell you exactly which assisted living company or what the guy's name was, but I do think it reflects an attitude of the industry. There's a conveyor belt that goes to here. We make money off of it this way. We make money off of it that way. And I'm not saying making money is bad, but trying to improve it, I think that'd be a good thing. Thank you for joining me today.